Hi there, this is Cycle 3, Week 18, new memory work for our Abecedarians. Let's start right in with our timeline for this week. We started with the Cherokee Trail of Tears, so you take two fingers and kind of draw a line up, or I guess up towards your eye, like maybe the paint that they would have had on their face. So Cherokee Trail of Tears, take your fingers like tears down your face. U.S. westward expansion, make a W for west, and then move your hand to the left to remind yourself that the explorers were all traveling to the west to explore all of the uncharted lands of North America. Marx, so you're going to do a fist in the air for Marx. Publishes the Communist Manifesto, and you kind of hold a pencil and write on your hand. Okay, so he publishes the Communist Manifesto. The Compromise of 1850. Again, it's the sign for compromise. So a meeting of the minds, right, coming together in the middle. And the Dred Scott decision. Cross your hands like your wrists are in handcuffs for the Dred Scott decision. A little close to the computer to show you that. U.S., put your fingers together and stir that big melting pot. The U.S. restores trade with Japan. And this is just tracing sort of the crescent shape of that chain of islands that makes up Japan. British Queen Victoria, and British is shaking your own hand, this very peaceful, polite country. So British Queen Victoria, V for Victoria. Her rule over India, and put the bindi dot on your forehead for India. And then Darwin publishes The Origin of Species. You kind of take one finger and you put it between your pointer and your other fingers, and kind of like you're turning a key in the ignition, and then start it kind of going around in a circle. This is the idea of beginning, origins, starting. This is Darwin's theory on how life began and how species started. So we're starting the engine of, I guess, for him, he would have thought evolution. So those are the motions for timeline. So practice that to the timeline song. And then for math, there is a song to the tune of Spoonful of Sugar, and it goes like this. The area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. 1/2 base times height. 1/2 base times height. Oh, the area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. The area of a triangle. Okay, you can all sing that. And I think it's fun to hold up a square and fold it diagonally, corner to corner. And it has to be a square to line up. But then you kind of get that idea of why, this side times this side would have given you the whole square area. So if we fold that down in half, you get that why it's 1/2 of the base times height, because it's only half of a square. So for history, my idea had been to march around like an army, because this is a real army song about Pearl Harbor. And when we sing about bombing Pearl Harbor, we could put your arms out like you're a jet plane, like dropping bombs. And then that was kind of it. We were just going to march around the room. So I hope that's what you did. I hope you did something awesome with Mrs. Cantalina. But that was the idea. So on December 7th, 1941, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, causing the U.S. to join the Allies in World War II. And just be a real brave soldier while you sing that. For Latin, John 1:5, at Lux in tenebris lucet. And the light shineth in the darkness. And we would have echoed back and forth, at Lux in tenebris lucet. And you remember how all of these vocabulary words are lining up, because we have and, at, lux, light, and you notice there's no Latin word for the, it's just et lux, and light. In tenebris, that's in darkness, lucet shineth. And you can remember all those vocab words, right, from the first half of the year, and they are all lining up. So if your abecedarian is starting to read and you think they could identify those words to look at them, you can definitely do something like writing these phrases we've been learning on flashcards and lining them up. Let's write out, put out the Latin, and then we'll put out the English, and notice if they're in different orders, because sometimes when we translate to Latin, it's in just a little bit different order, so you can notice that together, but really notice how, look, these are all the words that we learned, and now we're using them to speak Latin to memorize scripture. It's so cool, isn't it? All right, next is science, and we are on the next 4 elements. They are the third 4 elements of the periodic table, and these are the last ones that we are learning. So I'm just getting the right little flashcards here. Oh, there's number 12. Okay. So here is fluorine, and fluorine sounds a little like fluoride, which is found in toothpaste. Neon is in neon lights. If you ever see at a business, maybe like a restaurant that has those bright signs that spell out words, and that's usually the element neon, making that light in the sign. Sodium, Na, sodium is in salt that we eat, among other places. And then magnesium is, I think that's a medicine bottle. There are some, like milk of magnesia. So anyway, we are going to do this to the same tune, Farmer in the Dell, so that you can sing all of these elements straight through from the 3 weeks that we've learned them. But here are the ones from this week. So 9 fluorine, 19, 10 neon, 20, 11 sodium, 23, 12 magnesium, 24. There you go. We could actually do them all together. You want to try? 1 hydrogen, 1, 2 helium, 4, 3 lithium, 7, 4 beryllium, 9, 5 boron, 11, 6 carbon, 12, 7 nitrogen, 14, 8 oxygen, 16, 9 fluorine, 19, 10 neon, 20, 11 sodium, 23, 12 magnesium, 24. Awesome job. For English, we are done with all the irregular verbs, and we're learning about sentence parts. And the first one that we're learning about is the subject. And our tune for this is to Blessed Assurance, the hymn. And we sang it like this. The subject is that part of a sentence about which something is being said. The subject is that part of a sentence about which something is being said. And you can keep going with that whole tune. I think my light just, I have a bulb that's going on and off, I think. I do have a video on YouTube. If you look up Cycle 3, Week 18 English, I did the whole song tune to that sentence, so it fits it in like 4 times, and I did a lot better job because I was playing it on the piano, which helps me to carry the tune, so you can check that out. And then for geography, we finished the rivers. This week was the western side of the United States with the rivers, and the tune to this song is I've Got a River of Life Flowing Out of Me, and it's a familiar tune to me. I don't know if you guys all would know it or not, but I'm going to scoot the computer back just a little to show this. And we picked up with the Red River, but I am going to start, it's hard for me to start right in the middle of the song, so I'll start and sing all of the rivers together, but just know that this week starts with the Red River down here, okay? So these are some rivers in the USA. St. Lawrence, Ohio, and the Mississippi, Missouri, Arkansas, Red River, Columbia, Colorado, and Rio Grande River, the Great Salt Lake, the Great Salt Lake. These are some rivers in the USA. I hope I was holding that over here enough that you could see all of them. But that video is from a user named Huntfish on YouTube, and you could look her up as well to hear her sing that song. So I think that's all of our memory work, right? I'm sorry that I missed you. It was kind of a long week at our house. We all kind of shared the illness that I had. So doing a lot better now. I hope that you're all enjoying the week off, and I'll see you next week for week 19. Our presentation is the letter S for next week. Also, for older students, they're going to be presenting on a U.S. president, which is a really fun idea. If there's a president you would like to talk about, you can tie in the letter S, but you don't have to. If there's a president you've enjoyed learning about, you can certainly choose to share a little bit about that person. So, like maybe bring a picture of the president that you want to talk about and tell us a little bit about him, where he was born, something that he did when he was president, whatever you would like. But if not the letter S, bring us something to guess, and we'll have fun with that. So I think that is everything. We are starting orchestra for fine arts and learning about probability for our hands-on science. We're going to be doing some experiments and demonstrations about odds and probability, and I'm so excited about that. I don't know if you know, one of the main reasons that CC includes probability as one of our science units, Beth was telling us tutors that it's so that we have a good understanding of probability and can talk really intelligently about the origin of the world, the origin of life. That when we talk about probability, we can say things like, what are the odds? What is the likelihood that all of this happened by chance, by just random biological or evolutionary processes and just happened, you know? Or is it more likely, and we would say it is it more likely that the world and life and all of the diversity and all of the intricate ways that all of the world really works, from the universe and galaxies way down to the tiniest atoms that we've been learning about, it's a lot more likely that those are all designed intelligently, right? It just doesn't make sense for things to start bumping into each other and create these amazing systems and processes of life. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because I'm really excited that is why CC wants our little kiddos, even now, to be learning things like what are the odds of pulling a red candy or a white candy, out of a bag, and why, what influences the odds of things happening that way. So anyway, this was a little bit longer video because I got excited about the science that's coming up. But yeah, can you believe we're ready for our last 6 weeks? Enjoy the rest of your week. Get lots of review done. And I will see you next Tuesday, Lord willing, for week 19.